Okay, so today is about IP addresses. IP addresses. As you know, an IP address is like your passport number to identify you. So, for example, if I go to South African ID, South African, what is that? South African ID number, I press, and I go to image, and then we take this one, for example. So this is an example of South African ID number. So the very first digit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it's the year, the month, your date of birth. Date of birth. After that, the next 4 digits, is to check if you're a female or a male. After that, if you're a citizen, it's 0. If not a citizen, it will be 1. And if that's A, I don't know what is it. And the last one, 2, is to check if it's valid or not. So this is how it is. So a ID number will to identify only one person, not two people, only one person. It is same thing for when you have your PC, your laptop, you'll have a unique ID or a unique, you'll get a unique IP address to identify you. So for those who did IT sessions, and we did that, also those who are still busy doing IT sessions, will do that. And for students who are in our group for IT sessions, you will start yours in April when we finish. So an IP address will allow us to identify a PC. Now, how many type of IP addresses we have? We have okay, so we have 2 type of addresses. We have a physical address or the MAC address that will never be changed. It will be managed by the switch. And we have the logical address or the normal IP address. We can change it. It will be managed by the router. So we did study that. And for example, if I come here and I type CMD and I press enter and I press ipconfig space /all. I have a lot of adapters. Enter. You see, I have a lot of adapters. So I'm at home and I'm using my Wi-Fi. So you need to check. You see, wireless Wi-Fi. So here, this is my physical address or my MAC address. And here, this is my IPv4 address. So IP, we'll see that we have 2 families. We have IPv4 and IPv6. So we're going to study both step by step today and also on Thursday. So IP address is a number to identify you. So we have 2 types, physical address and logical address or IP address. We continue, we go step by step. After that, we do what? After that, yeah, so what we're doing is called logical address, the IP address. The MAC address is physical address, but for us, we're going to focus on the logical address. So we have 2 types. We have IPv4 and we have IPv6. So this is an example of IPv4. After that, this is an example of IPv6. So you can check that and you continue. So we're going to spend a lot of time to study both. And from here, so I didn't skip chapter 3, 4, 5, 6. No. I did it on purpose. So we go to chapter 11, we do IP addresses, then we continue with chapter 3, 4. Because from here, it will be easier for us to do the other stuff. I can tell you, let us configure a router interface. For example, here, I can say, okay, guys, let us configure a router interface. I bring a router here, I bring a switch, I interconnect both. So if you see red, it means either you didn't configure yet, or you did configure, but what you did is wrong. So this is an interface, option, preference, show port label. I can tell you, okay, guys, let us configure interface G0000. You open your router, CLI. No, this router is not a good one. I'm going to remove it. Cancel. I'm going to take another one. Maybe this one. Yeah. G0000. I click on it. I go to CLI. You see the Windows 11 is loading. Loading. The operating system for a switch or a router is called iOS, Internet Working Operating System. Enable, I can say, okay, interface conft, interface G0000, IP address 192.168.10.1, 255.255.255.0, no short. So it's easier to do that, but it's good to understand what is this and what is this. That's why I go straight to chapter 11. When we understand properly, then we can come back chapter 3, 4, 5, and all this stuff. So let's continue. So we'll deal with IPv4 and IPv6. So for now, let us focus on IPv4, this one. Remember when we did the OSI reference model in IT, this one, which chapter? Chapter 2, I think. Yeah, chapter 2, we see that the physical layer is anything related to the cabling. Layer number 2, anything related to the switch, and we have time to do all these things. And layer 3, the network layer. So at the network layer, we deal with anything related to the router and IP addresses. So it's what we're going to do now. So when we have a IPv4, inside we have normally 5 classes, but only 3 are used. Class A, Class B, Class C. I'm going to send you all the questions related to all these things. So when we're done. So IPv4 is classified. It's like we have Vodacom number, cell phone number, MTN cell phone number, and RAIN cell phone number. We're going to study each of them. So now, how a PC will get an IP address? This PC. How this PC can get IP address? I think we did that also now. You can manually assign. We say assign, we call it static address, or dynamically. I hope I'm doing right, dynamically. Uh, or automatically via a DHCP server. So no worries, we'll have time to study all of this. So please, if you don't understand something, let me know. Just unmute yourself, tell us your name, and ask your questions. So a PC can get an IP address. You can yourself, the network engineer, assign manually. You can yourself assign, like I'm going, if I open it, I go to desktop, IP configuration. You see static. You have static, it means yourself you can assign. According to the question paper, you're going to receive 192.168.20.10. See? And we subnet mask and we default gateway. So these three elements is very, very important. So you can statically assign, you see, IP address, subnet mask, and the default gateway. You can assign yourself as a network engineer according to your IP addressing scheme. Or you can get an IP address via DHCP, via a server. It's busy requesting an IP, but because we didn't configure a DHCP server, it won't work. So we'll go step by step. No worries. The first time it seems a lot or strange, but it's not. It's not at all. So how a PC can get an IP address? You can assign manually. We call it static address or dynamically via a DHCP server. What a DHCP server is, a DHCP server in your network, you can see that everything is green. It means I did configure everything and it's correct. A DHCP server is a device. I'm going to take a note. So all these questions, I'll send them to you later. They will help you to understand or to study. For example, chapter 1, definition of a network and all this stuff. Then chapter 2, what a console cable is. Student who came Saturday, we did that. What is the operating system name in a switch in a router? So always I'll send them to you. I think I did send already, but I'll send again for you to use it as a revision. So if it is something you don't know, please post in the WhatsApp group. Hi guys, or hi classmates. In Mr. Max questions, chapter 2, in question number 8 in chapter 2, what is the command to encrypt all the password? Please help me. Then all of us, we come here, chapter 2, we come here. Okay. So the command to encrypt all the password is service password encryption. So all these questions will help you to understand more. So I'm going to create another one switch here. What a DHCP server is. A DHCP server is. So a DHCP server is a device in your network that will automatically assign IP addresses to your devices. Right? Three elements, a DHCP server can or could assign to devices. So a DHCP server will assign IP address, will also assign subnet mask. It's something we're going to study also, subnet mask, and is also going to assign the default gateway. This is the answer. So when you have this DHCP server, this device here, called the DHCP server, DHCP server, you see this guy, any PCs in my network will need an IP to go to internet. No IP, no internet. So this PC, if this PC want to go to internet, it need an IP. So the DHCP server will automatically assign an IP to him. So it's not going to assign only an IP. It's also assign what? You see these three things: IP address, subnet mask, and default gateway. It's going to assign these three. And if you have a DNS server, it's going to also assign the IP address of the DNS server. So for those who did IT Essentials, you know, but now you should know what a default gateway is. What's a default gateway is? You cannot be a network engineer if you don't know all these basic stuff. That's why I say, please, this week, it's extremely important. Don't skip. Even if you're sick, attend. Even if it is a recording, and try to attend because you learn a lot of stuff. A default gateway in IT is something like that. Let me zoom out. I put this one here. I bring them here. I put one here. Here, here. Again, this training is international. You go to America, China, Russia, Europe, Canada, it's the same system, NetAcad. NetAcad. It's only one system for everyone. It depends on who is teaching you. It can be an NGO, it can be a university, a private accredited person, but with the same system, NetAcad. So if you go down, down, if you see there is no find in academy, please no. Yeah, you see find in academy who is accredited to log on Cisco system, that American system, to teach you. If you tap Learn Networking Academy, Learn Networking Academy, and you play search. By name. So why it's not showing this time? Okay, let me remove Learn Networking. I'm going to remove Academy here. Search. Academy locator. It's not showing. It was showing before, but say Learn. Okay. It's going to show America. Go to Cape Town. Cape Town. See search. It was there. Why it's removed? Not here. Cape Town. I'm going to remove this. Let me refresh. Refresh. Location. Let me tap Cape Town. Cape Town. Yeah, Cape Town, South Africa. That's a search. Yeah, so you see a lot of institutions that can offer Cisco training. So you see now this is us here. You see, so it's gone again. It was there. If I go to number 2, I can zoom out. It was there, then it just vanished. Let me see again. It was there and just let me check again. Learn networking. Yeah, so you see it's there. So when I zoom in, it goes. So let me zoom out again and tap learn. Okay, search. Yeah. So you see, we have many institutions that are accredited to teach. And if you click on the websites, and you see you're here and our graduation and all of this stuff. So please take it seriously because this course is internationally recognized anywhere in the world you are. Uh, What a default gateway is, we come back. So all these guys here, all these PCs, if they want to go to the internet, I put here internet. If you want to go to internet, they need to go via this door. You see G0000. So all of this, if they want to go out, they need to go via G0000. So we say G0000 is called info gateway. So G0000 is a default gateway for all these networks. It means G0000 IP address this IP address will be assigned to all these PCs where it's written default gateway. Remember, when you open your PC, you go to desktop, you have IP4 subnet mask and default gateway. Easy. So default gateway to enter that IP address. Look, I'll be back in 1 minute. I'm chasing this guy to make noise. Guys, please. Okay, sorry for So you should know what a default gateway is. So anytime you open a PC, you need a default gateway. For example, mine here, you see from my wireless LAN adapter, you see default gateway. No default gateway, no internet. Because all my data will need to go to open that door to go to internet. So let's say default gateway is the door you open to go to the internet. Okay, any questions so far? Okay, we can continue. It's very, very important, all these things. Default gateway is. Now we continue with, I can also ask what DNS is. DNS is. If you don't know something, normally they are all in NetAcad, but you can also do some research. You can type, for example, DNS, the presenter. You can press what is DNS here. And you see, we have some short videos, 5 minutes, we explain properly. DNS, you can also type DHCP, the presenter. See DHCP explain. So an IT engineer always, you must always do some research. Yeah, you can find anything in internet nowadays. You can find anything you want. So a DNS, normally any device understand only IP addresses. For example, if you type www.cisco.com, your PC doesn't understand that, or your browser doesn't understand. Your PC understands IP address. So the DNS will change that name you type to the correct IP of cisco.com. That is the server. Let's say it's this one. So normally, if you want to go to cisco.com, you should type the IP address. But because it's very difficult to memorize all IP addresses, it's easier for us human beings to understand this. So a DNS is a system like this one also. What is is a system like the DHCP server that will change all the names that you type in the correct IP address to go to the internet. It means if you don't have a DNS server, it means this one will vanish. So if you tap cisco.com, the system will not know which IP is going to use to help you. So no DNS, no internet. No default gateway or wrong default gateway IP address, no internet. You see? So DNS is very important. You can see mine here, DNS server. It's because of that server, if I type Pretoria News.co.za of, or I don't know, and CNN.com, the DNS will change DNS. For example, I'm going to show you here. If I say ping, if I say ping, what is it with this again? Ping, let me zoom out. It seems like, yeah, it was down there. Ping CNN.com, CNN.com, and I press enter. You see? So when I say CNN.com, because I have a DNS server, you see, it's going to change it to this one. This is the IP address of CNN.com. They're going to change it, and my system will use it to find the server of this one. If I copy it and I open a web browser, I come here, I paste, I press enter. Fail unknown, please check that domain exists. Detail cache. unless maybe my system did block, but normally it should let me go to use Edge. Yeah, so normally it should show, let's use for cisco.com. It depends also some safety measures that are configured in your router. Let me use ping cisco.com. So cisco.com, that name will be changed to the IP address. I'm going to copy that. No, yeah, I see. I copy this. And I go to my browser, I type, press enter. Yeah, so if I say advance, continue. So sometimes we have some firewalls and some security features we add. So you see now, it's going to change it it's going to go to cisco.com. You see, I did type ping cisco.com, but I did copy this IP address and automatically it's going to, so that's the, it's the DNS who does that. We continue with our training. So IP address, you know how to assign manually or dynamically via GCP server. Now, what's the difference between private and public IP? This one is a good question. I'm going to remove this one. What? Yes, questions? Between private and private IP and public IP addresses. If you have a questions, don't wait for me. Unmute yourself, tell us your name, and feel free to ask your question. So who want to ask a question?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, you mentioned three aspects. You started with the IP address, and then you went as far as the subnet mask, and then the default gateway, right? As I'm tracking out, I can understand much about the IP address and capturing as well as the default gateway, but I can't actually get enough explanation on the subnet mask. What is it and what is it? What its purpose?
Okay, very good question. Okay, thank you. But I tell us who are you? What's your name? So if you want to ask a question, please tell us your name first, no? To know who is asking.
Okay, sorry. Okay, I am Shaunes Msipa. It's a big tongue twister. Shaunes Msipa.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, thank you, Engineer Msipa. Okay, we'll get there. We'll get there. Thank you for your question. It's very soon, I'm going to explain. You see, you're here, but give me 5 minutes, we'll be there. So private IP and public IP. So a public IP can go to the internet. We use it to go to the internet. The router can use it to go to internet. That's why I say it's routable. It can be used by the router to go to internet. We're going to see some examples shortly. Private IP cannot go to the internet. You see, it's non-routable. We can use it for labs, for practicals, but so we'll get this. For now, it's just to understand what is it. So if I go down here, what is it? So you see this one, for example. This is a range of this one is what's private IP addresses. You see, private address. It means we cannot use it to go to internet. we'll see that. So let's go step by step. Network address translations, NAT. So it's a mechanism. So let's say public addresses are very expensive. So let's say it's 20,000 per IP, and you have 10 PCs in your network. So it means you need to pay 200,000 only for 10. So it's too expensive. So in IT, we have a plan B to change this private IP. We change them, we mark them to become public. So that system is called NAT, Network Address Translation. We're going to translate private IP into public. What is NAT? So all this question I ask, I explain first, I give you the answer. So NAT, or Network Address Translation, is a system in IT to allow or to change the private IP addresses to use one public IP address to go to internet. So we have three types. We have a chapter for that later. So for now, so we have you see, private addresses are changed to public to go to the internet. So network address translations, private IP addresses are changed to public IP to go to the internet. So we have many ways. One private, so one-to-one. One private can be changed to one public, one-to-one, or many to a pool. It means many private address can use a pool of valid public to go to internet. So this one, there is a chapter for that later. I think CCNA2. So for now, you should only understand the definition of NAT. Now let's come to our subnet mask. We'll identify in which network a IP belongs to. For example, let's say you are a student. You have a student card, it's correct. You want to enter at the university premises, you show your card to the security guard, you check. Now it's going to ask you, yes, it's true, I see your name and your student number, but in which faculty do you study? So you study in which faculty? You can say IT. Okay, you can go. Next, you come. I can see your student card, but I'm missing something. In which faculty are you taking your course? So the subnet mask is there to specify in which faculty are you attending your training. So anytime you have an IP, we have a subnet mask, because when you have an IP, you belong to a network, a specific network. We're going to see that. And also a number that will say in which network an IP address belongs to. So all the time, if you mention an IP address, you must always mention the subnet mask. No subnet mask, this IP is not valid. It's like you have a student card, but it's not mentioned in which faculty. So this is an example of IP address, and you can say /24. We're going to start /24, or instead of /24, it's this one. So /24, I think I'm going to explain to you a bit later. So we go step by step. We're going to do a lot of revision on that, and yeah, you'll be fine. So for now, a subnet mask always is with a IP, and you'll specify in which network you belong to. It's like you have your big house and you want to make smaller rooms for rental. You make a lot of small rooms and you rent to people. So the room number can be, for example, your subnet mask. Yes, my name is Max. Yes, okay, but what's your room number? My room number is number 2. Okay, you can go. Your name is what? Cynthia. Okay, Cynthia, what's your room number? So the subnet mask will specify in which you belong. Yeah, what we call subnet mask. Okay, so next 20 minutes we are done. So I'm going step by step. So we have three class. For example, here, what's explain IP address. For you, IP address is what? So it's a unique number to identify an asset in my network. No IP, no communication. It's like our cell phone numbers. If you don't have a cell phone number, you cannot call anyone, no one can call you. Do the same thing. So a IP address will identify. After that, we have three classes. What are the three classes of IP addresses? We have class A, B, and C. After that, and all right, an example of each. So student who did IT essentials already, normally we did that because it's what I was explaining to with no, not this one, technical session on Saturday. It's what I was doing with IT essential guys. So technical session, IT essential class. You see what the difference between logical address and physical address. You see, so you can also use their questions as a revision. Question number 1: what are the two addresses any IT device needs to be able to communicate in a network? So any device needs two addresses. MAC address or physical address, and it also needs an IP address or what? Logical address. Logical address. So this one will be managed. Will be managed by the router. So we see when you have your PC here and you want to go to internet, your data will reach with switch. The switch understand only MAC addresses. We're going to do that also. That's why the MAC address is important. In that MAC address, it's written where you come from, where do you want to go. Then the switch will allow you to go. When your packet will reach the router understand only IP addresses. Where do you come from? Where do you want to go? That's why these two addresses are important. If one is missing, the switch or the router cannot process, because the switch and the router need source and destination. Where do you come from? Where do you want to go? I lost again that thing. Yeah. So the technical session and chapter 6 for IT essential, you can also use it for. It's question number 7. In IPv4, we have class A, B, C. Explain the difference and some examples. Question number 9. What is NIC, DHCP, DNS? So chapter 5 and 6 in IT Essentials, it's exactly what we are doing now in CCNA. We continue, guys, step by step. Let me check. So we know address, physical and logical address, IPv4, IPv6, plus. Each of them. What are the two ways a device could get an IP? So it's manually, we call it static address, or via a DHCP server automatically. So this is the answer for that.
Sorry, Mr. Max.
Yes.
My name is Fabian.
Yes, Fabian, yes.
A question. I wanted to ask a question. The internet protocol of a device and that of a router has to be identical, or it has to be different in order for them to communicate between the end device and the intermediary device?
Sorry, can you please repeat your question? Sorry.
My question goes like this. I was asking for internet protocol, which is from the end device. It has to be identical with the one to the router in order for the communication to be very smooth, or you can put anything on the end device and then you go on the devices you put on.
No. So we have some rules, and we're going to study that shortly. You cannot put anything anyhow here. No. We have some rules. If you put anything, no. So we have some classes. So we're going to do that. It will always information will be given to you via question paper, or automatically assigned to the correct element. And yeah, we're going to do some stuff, no worries. So we'll see that the only thing is with default gateway. If always, guys, we are here, we are facing G0000, G000. So all these guys will get this IP as a default gateway. If you configure them, you'll put them there. Or the DHCP server will assign to you all the correct IPs. The DHCP server will assign to you, will assign IP address, will assign subnet mask, will assign default gateway. That's why, to avoid mistakes, we use DHCP server to make sure that it's not duplicated. And default gateway. So everything we're doing here, we're going to repeat many times. The first time it seems strange because it's new, but it's not. Just because it's new. And we have time to do that. So the DHCP server will assign all this information, the correct information to each of them, to all the devices, without mistakes. But if you do yourself manually, you can make mistakes. Let's say you have 200 PCs in your company. Are you going to go one by one? No. You set up your DHCP, you set up the range, and this one will automatically. You see, like mine, my IP My IP is here. So when the DHCP sends you the IP, it's valid. You see, I got it today at 2 p.m. to 2:30, and it's going to, that IP will expire tomorrow. So when it expired, my PC will request another IP. Say, hi DHCP, the one you gave me last time is now expired. Please send me a new one. So this is what a default DHCP server does. We continue with our questions. IPv3, IPv6, IPv4. Okay, so now, so for those who log on late, we started with chapter 11 just to show you some stuff before. So you have any device in the network need two addresses, a physical address or MAC address, logical address, or IP address. We are dealing with IP address or logical address. We have two types, IPv4 and IPv6. This is an example of IPv4. This is an example of IPv6. We have some chapters for that. So for now, just to give you some few info. Then we did a bit with OSI that we'll do a bit later also. We have class A. It's like when you have a cell phone number, does it belong to Vodacom, MTN, Cell C, or I see. We also have some classes. We're going to identify if you have a number, how do I know it's class A, class B, class C? We're going to check that. Let me see. I think it's at the bottom here. I think I put it at the bottom. You see the DHCP operation. When you power on your PC, it's going to send a message. Hey, who is the DHCP server in this network? I need the IP. And the DHCP server will say, hi. If you contact me, it means you need the IP. This is one for you. I'll give you one. And the PC will say, okay, it's fine. I'm going to keep it. Then your DHCP says, okay, I'm going to book it for you for maybe 2 days or 3 days. I'm not going to assign to anyone else. Then you can communicate in your network. So we have a chapter, DHCP operation, step by step. So we have 6 months. We do step by step, no worries. We have 6 months for all these things. You see DNS is going to change a name to a IP. So I want to show you something step by step. It's not difficult. It's I did many copy paste. I don't know now where I paste. So I think not this one. I need to change again my stuff. That's the next way. It's not this one. Yeah, I think it's this one. Let me see. Yeah, I think this one. Okay, let's continue. So we know that you have 3 classes. ABC, private IP, public, and now we're going to do something. Okay, now before that, private IP addresses. So for class A, before we go to the classes, I'm going to show you. No, it's not this one again. It's not this one again. Because the one I had, you should know if you have an IP, how do you know it's a class A, B, and C? I have it somewhere. I have somewhere, I don't know where I put it. Yeah, it's this one. IP addresses, quick summary. This one I was. Okay. So definition. What is the IP address? A number used to identify a device or an interface. This is an example of IP. We have three classes of IP. Class A, how to know that this, for example, if I give you such IP, is it class A, B, or C? So how to identify if it's a class A, we focus on the first block. You see the first block here, the first part. On Thursday, I'm going to repeat again the same thing. Yeah? So you see, you check the first block. If the first block falls between 0 and 126, we say it's a class A IP address. If it falls between this range, we say it's a class B. So for example, here you see 177, it's between this range. So we say this IP is a class B. For class A, you see 68, it's between this range, between 0 and 126. That's why I say it's a class A. For class C, if the first block is between this range, we see it's class C. This is how we identify IP addresses. How to identify, how do you know, an IP is a class A, B, and C? So for Thursday, please prepare this one. We're going to do revision before we go to step number 2. So this one is step number 1, theory. Step number 2, we're going to do subnetting. It's a bit of mathematics, but it's something very simple. So I'm going to post this one in the WhatsApp group. And yeah, it's in chapter 11 in AutoCAD. If you go to chapter 11, you'll see all this in there. And we did already, I did explain to you all this. So you know how to identify. So if I say, I'm going to give you an example. If I ask you this IP, 100, 100, 100, 100, is it class A, B, or C? So I'm going to put this on top here for you to see again. If I'm going to bring it here. So this IP, is it class A, B, or C?
So it's a class B.
A.
Guys. So who says B?
Class A.
Class A, why?
It's A because it's running between 126, so it's below. Because
Yeah,
class
so
B, it's starting from 128. So this one is
very good.
below 128, so definitely it's class A.
Very good. So you see the first block, 100, it falls between 0 and 126. So you see, then this one is a class A IP address. This is class A. I'm going to give you another one. 200, 200, 200. Is it class A, B, or C? Is it there? Can you hear me?
No, sir, we can't hear network.
Please see my screen now. Sorry. Which of these class A, B, or C?
C.
Okay, class C. Why?
We can't see your screen, sir. We can't see your screen.
Okay. Let me check. Stop sharing. Stop sharing. Presenting. What is it? You lost your network. Yeah.
What happened now, sir? I can't see anything on the screen.
Can you hear me? Can you see my screen? Can you hear me? Can you see my screen?
I can only
No.
see. I can't see nothing. Nothing.
Cannot see
Yes,
you.
I know.
Now
Oh
it's
no,
okay.
it's fine. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Sorry for my my connection. Okay, so this IP is it class A, B, or C?
Class C, sir.
That's a
Why?
class C.
Why?
Because 200. Because
Uh-huh.
it's more than 192.
Yeah, so 200 falls in this range.
Yes,
So
that's why.
automatically, yeah, that's why it's a class C. So very
Yes.
good. So yeah, so now you should know, if someone gives you a IP, you should know, is it class A, class B, or class C. So let us stop here for today. So now if they ask you the private, see, private, and please mute yourself for your, see, private, public address and private address. For class A, if you see a IP starting 10.00 until 10.255.255, you see, even if a IP starts with 10, automatically it's a class A private address. We cannot use it to go to internet. You can play around in your labs. For class B, private IP address start with 172.16. Any address between this range and this range is a class B private IP address. And this is for class C. So this range for private IP addresses, you should also know that. Okay, let us stop here for today. Next time, we're going to do subnetting. We're going to focus more. We do revision first, then we're going to do some examples. Example 1, we're going to do some stuff. So any general questions? Any general questions? Private, right, the range, right? The range of private IP for each class. Yeah, so I'm going to send you this this question. It will help you to, we'll use it for revisions on Thursday. Then we continue with subnetting. Very, very, very important. Please do not miss Thursday. Even if you're sick, please, because it's very important. We're going to study something a lot. Okay, guys, if no questions, then I'll post the recording tomorrow.
Yeah, sir, we're done with the configuration
Configuration of what?
of the switch. I think we're done with that.
No, I will go
Or
step by
still another
step.
things to come.
Yeah. No worries. We just started CCNA1, and after that we have CCNA2. Then we have CCNA3. We have long way to go. No worries. No worries. So if you go in your network card and you go to chapter 11, you'll see that there. Okay, thank you very much for today. We continue on Thursday. Very, very important. Please do not miss. Have a
Thank
good
you,
evening
sir.
and
Bye.
thank you. Okay, bye-bye.